to learn more about English, to learn more French, not French, but Spanish. Portuguese is my native language. So, and I can understand a little bit French. I'm starting to understand better that. So I think that is something that I believe, I know that most of you is not from Canada or from Cameroon or for other countries. And most of you is English speakers. But I was thinking about what can I say for you guys to help you on that situation. So I divided here in my message, very short message, not to be a very long one, but about some kind of skills is important for you guys, for everybody, for growing in the career, or to changing the approach, or to get a more leadership position or so. So the first thing that I would like to mention to you that in my point of view is the most important thing that we need to do is about the communication. Communication is one of the keys for the cybersecurity person. When you are able to communicate properly, we can go to the heaven. Because when you're talking about the communication, we are talking about the I'd say cybersecurity. We are talking about risk. We are talking about business. So let's just a very simple exercise here. I know that most of you is cybersecurity or IT person or something or someone that would like to go for the cybersecurity area, and that is the point, because cybersecurity today, it's part of the business, and we need to understand and we need to be able to translate the technical things for the business things. Because when you have that kind of ability, we can get some money for investing in technology. We can defend new positions for hiring new person, and we can stay closer with the business. When you stay closer with the business, to understand the business, to understand many other things, so you can help the people. Because it's very difficult to defend or to protect the company that we don't know, to protect some kind of business that we don't know. So cybersecurity is not about just technology. It's very important. Cloud, it's very important. And you need to be able to get that kind of knowledge and apply that with business. That is the first thing that I'd like to share with you about the communication. Communication about the verbally writing or presentation, many other things. So that is the first thing that I'd like to share with you. The second thing is about the self-study. So cybersecurity, this is something like, it's very funny because, today we can sleep thinking that we have a proper knowledge in terms of cybersecurity. Next week, we're going to see that, whoa, a lot of things new here. So I need to understand, we need to study. So, but you cannot depend on the other people for having that kind of knowledge for you. So this is very important to read, to participate of that kind of situation seminar, to participate of the LinkedIn. If you don't have LinkedIn, guys, please create a LinkedIn for you. That's very important. And just one point here, Felix, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a picture in the end of the message here, and I'd like to write some kind of words in LinkedIn to congratulate you and the team here for that kind of initiative. I think we need to spread that initiative, but if you want, I think it would be very good to have a post on LinkedIn to mention that very, very, very nice work that we are doing here with other people here.
Yep.
So,
now we can do that.
Okay. The third point, it's about the curiosity. This is something like, if you need to understand something, starting researching about it. This is very important for you guys. So curiosity, it's something like it's trying to understand the changes, trying to understand the things, or no. Let me give you an example. Yes, I think it's 2 days ago. It was 1 year about the war between Russia and Ukraine. And we've been starting realizing some kind of movements in the marketing in terms of cyber attacks. So that situation, you won't be able to get that for the course or any other things because it's a day by day. So that's because we need to have curiosity for receiving information, to get more information, to research about the information. That is very, very important for you guys. So that is the third tip that I'd like to share with you. The fourth one is about resilience. So why resilience? Because when we are working for companies, we need to understand that in some time we will suffer an attack because that's part of the world today, digital world today. And we need to be able to have a enough resilience for defending, protecting, or responding the instant. That's very important. Just one example here, just about the resilience. Before I joined to Brookfield, that's like the company that I'm working for today. I work in for a Brazilian company, one of the biggest energy Brazilian company here in Latin America. And we had a very huge ransomware attack. I was responsible for the cybersecurity at that time. And since the company stopped working, nothing was working, nothing working in that time. So just to have an idea, everybody needed to go to the paper for attend the client, the customer at that time. So that shows the importance of the cybersecurity today. Cybersecurity is not just a technical situation. When you're talking about the industry one, if you have a cyber attack, we can have a blackout. Nobody with lights, nobody with internet, nobody with nothing. So that is because our area today, the cybersecurity area, is very, very important for the world today. We are seeing in the health sector, health industry, that a lot of doctors use the machine for surgeries and another thing, thinking that we have a cyber attack there, and that cyber attack can change a little bit the codes of that kind of robots and then kill people. So that is very, unfortunately, it's common today, at least in Latin America. So that's because the increase of the cybersecurity area and the gap that we have in Canada today. And I mean that not just in Canada, as Felix has mentioned before, but around the world. Every country that I know today, this is we have gap in terms of cybersecurity people. So that is because it's a very good area for moving forward, I say, or continuing growth about it. The last one is about leadership. That's very interesting. So we talked about the communication, curiosity, self-study, and resilience. The first one, the fifth one is about the leadership. So leadership, it's something like, it's not just because, oh, I'm a manager or I'm a senior manager or I'm a director, it's not about it. It's a leadership is the ability to work with others and then to get the information, to work in a team, the teamwork, to construct the project, to report it for the company today, and then to influence others. Because let's see that when you're talking about the cybersecurity person, we are talking about the technical person. However, it is the past. But now we need to have that kind of ability for having that kind of leadership, because most of the time, like if you need to apply a patch, or if you need to, or if you need to fix something that is not part of our job, for example, we need to influence others, like patch management. This is common part of the IT department. So, but it's not a priority for them in most of the time. So what you need to do as a cybersecurity person, we need to influence them to make it done. So like, hey guy, hey Felix, you are an IT manager. So guy, that is very important to apply the patch. That's very important to fix that kind of vulnerabilities. Because if you don't do that, we can have some problems about the business. We can have some blackouts. We can have some situation. We can have some situation. Just to an example to show exactly what I'm talking about, following the same example that I had before, that I shared before about the ransomware attack, I needed to have a very ability for helping others, for fixing everything, because the website, customer website, many other things was down. The internet was down in that company. So we needed to have an ability to the leadership for a guy. That is very important. That is very important. That is very important. If we need to open again the internet of the company, we need to fix that, and that. After that, it was it was a very interesting experience. However, it was very difficult because I needed to work 1 month, sleeping in the company and many other things. So it's a very, I'd say, it's what's very, it's like a war. When you participate of the war, you have an experience, but war is never good. And that is about the leadership. That is about something that we believe that is very important. Another one that I forgot to mention, I forgot to write here, is about the psychology. I'd say that mental health, I'd say. This is very important for cybersecurity, because one point that I've been realizing in the market today, it's a very huge gap of cybersecurity. And some people that are not sure if I will go for the cybersecurity, because that is a very stressful area for moving forward. So this is for sure that's stressful. But when you have some kind of ability, I think we can deal better with that kind of situation. So that is because I've been realizing some kind of cybersecurity professional with depression or burnout or many other things. And it is because when you have a bad leadership, when you don't have a proper resilience, or when you don't have proper communication, I'd say. So that is very important for us. So take care about your mental health, your psychological health, your physical health. It's very important for that situation as well. So that is the 6 things that I'd like to share with you. Just to recap, that is to wrap up, that is like communication, curiosity, resilience, self-study, leadership, mental health, psychological health. That is the 6 things that I'd like to share with you. And to continue, if you understand that, nothing that is about the technical things. It's about the soft skills. However, you need to have this hard skill. Exactly that kind of situation of the cyber pro initiative that Felix and other people is talking about here today. It's about the GRC, it's about the cloud, it's about the network security, it's about many other things. So when you combine the hard skills or technical skills and about the soft skills, we can have more synergy if the areas, and we can translate that kind of situation for the business. When you have that ability, we are going to start growing in the career. That is the magic. You can have as much as possible knowledge you can, technical knowledge. But if you don't have the ability for translating that kind of knowledge for the business, you're going to stay forever in this kind of technical skills. That is very important, and then a gap as well. This is a very good start. This is about technical situation. It's about the JRC for cloud, cybersecurity, and many other things. So I'm open to, if you have any question, I have some time for answer that. And thank you, Felix, for that. It's a very briefly thing that I'd like to share with you now. It is about that 6 concept that I believe that's very important. And I've been seeing around the company today, around the world today, in my experience, in Silicon experience, in any other kind of situation that I have experienced as well. So I have one person that would like to ask, or 3. It's good.
Yeah, so we'll take them in order. So maybe we'll start with the first person. We can begin with Dandy. Mr. Dandy, maybe you go ahead to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Professor Leonardo, thanks for coming by once again. My name is Dandy. Sorry, I just want to ask my question at the way I understand it. Like, basically, coming from a different background, so I just want to ask a question. In a layman's maybe understanding, what do you think is the best approach? You have now told us what, let me say, the managerial aspect, translate the technical into business point of view. But as someone that is coming from a different background that knows nothing about IT, like, what do you think in a layman way is the best way of approach to?
It is a little. Sorry, I think your connection's not, maybe it's not right. It's just cutting the information for me. So.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you repeat, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you in sometimes, but in some time your voice disappears. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay, maybe it's my network. Okay, my question is this: in a layman's way, what do you think is the best approach for someone that has no experience in this field to approach this course? We understand, okay, keeping the side of the management on the way, or how to translate it, like how for us to understand this technical way first. How do you think is the best approach to understand this profession? Yeah.
Very, very good question. So I think the first thing we need to understand what you want, what is important for you. That is the first thing, because in the cybersecurity, we are talking about like a medicine today. We have a very different areas. For example, if you like to, because that is the first thing that you mentioned. The second thing about the communication, many other things, but doesn't matter if you have a very good ability for communicating. However, you don't know nothing about the technical skill. We need to do that for sure. I'd say that if it can advise one area very important today, it's about cloud security. Cloud security, one of the cloud security, DevSecOps, it's something like very important also. And about the instant response, I'd say. But the first one, I think, it's a monetary one. It's about the demand of the market today. It's very high for the people that today can understand more about the cybersecurity, in the cloud to architecture in terms of integration between clouds, other kind of environment. So answer your question in a very objective way. I'd say that's a very good start for the cybersecurity people. It will start understanding better about the cloud environment, and then to understand how can we protect better the cloud environment. When you say that, because that is part of the, everywhere you can do that, Microsoft, Azure, AWS, many other things. So you're going to have an ability for protect to that, and we can jump for other areas like incident response, like infrastructure security, DevSecOps, many other things. But I'd say that's a very good start as a
Leo, and the good thing, which is it also ties with the structure of our program. If you look at the modules, which is quite different from many training centers out there, we have DevSecOps added to this training. We have AWS. We even have an AWS expert here. We have AWS. We'll be teaching AWS in this program. So like you said, because we know a lot of companies are moving into the cloud, and it's a very huge area. We've mentioned some of these things to them, that third party risk assessment is an area that some of them who are maybe too business driven can take that direction into auditing and all the like. So just to add to this, we've also added API security to the program. I'm going to send that to you, so you look at the modules. But one thing I know, again, if I understand again, Dandy, one of the things he's trying to also understand is what are the key areas to have that technical ability, like you talk about architecture, SOC. I mean, that those basic technical skills, like knowing about SOC, doing architectural review. I remember we discussed some of these things. Those first when you visited Canada. I know in the future you might come in again when you have time. You are very busy. When you have time, just to give them those focus area, those foundational areas that they'll be able to build other things on.
No, for sure. The question is very good. So I think it's you are in the right way, Felix, in the program about the GRC cloud API. That's part of the DevSecOps as well. That's very important things to move forward. Well, as I mentioned before, cybersecurity is like a medicine, but it's a very good start. It's a cloud security. I'd say the demand for today about that situation, about that kind of professional, it's very high, and we don't have enough person for taking care about that situation in the company. And the salary is not bad, I'd say. It's a good one.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you, Dandy. So we'll take the next person. Let's have Oyaje.
Thank you, Professor Leonardo. That's right. Thank you for your presentation and the advice that you've given to us today. Well, my question basically is about breaking into the